Welcome to Bones to Beards podcast with Brian and Chad, where we dive headfirst into the world of hunting and fishing with a healthy dose of humor and humility. On today's episode, we're talking about do's to don'ts. The one thing you really want to make sure that you do is be prepared. What do you think there, Chad?
Always. You always want to make sure you have what you need before you go to the stand.
All right. What are some of the things that, if you carry a backpack or some type of bag that you really need in that bag if you're heading into the woods or heading on the water?
So the first thing that I put in mine is a flashlight, and just not any flashlight. You always want to make sure you have a good one.
Yeah, you really don't want that cheap flashlight that's you can't see, from your waist to your feet there. You really got to be able to shine in front of you. I know that.
Yeah, we're not talking about a Dollar Tree flashlight.
Yeah, definitely. Go out and spend the money on a flashlight. I know my girls bought me one for Christmas, and I still use it, and I got a different headlight that they got me for Christmas this year, and those things are bright, and it helps if you're looking for blood, if you're trying to trail something or like that, and it really pays off in the end.
Oh, no question. A good flashlight is key.
What's something else that you think you got to carry?
Well, I know you need extra bullets.
Yeah, I've been known to shoot more than once.
Right.
And I got a bad habit, especially this time of year when it's a rut. I shoot them on a run because you can't get them to stop a lot of times. You can do all those little hollering techniques and things like that. But a lot of times I get people to text me and say, what's going on in there? World War III going on or whatever? Because I may let 3 loose to begin with, and I'm digging for more in my bag after that.
Oh, yeah. Several times when I hear multiple shots go off, I know that's Brian shooting. He's shooting at something.
I'm pretty sure I hit it, but if it keeps running, I always take another shot because, back deep in that mine, did I get him or not? And most of the time, the first shot really counted, but I don't know. I got that self-doubt in there, and I keep firing away, especially if they're running, but I have killed a bunch of deer running.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. No doubt about that. I can test.
Well, I tell you what, I've done a lot of hunting in my early years, not so much here lately, but my early years hunting the Delta and being in the swamps or being in some woods that are just real dense, and a compass, you can get in there and you don't know where you are. North looks the same, south looks the same, it all looks the same in there. And if you don't have a compass or something, and you can't, a lot of people want to try to rely on that phone. A lot of times I don't know about that.
I was just about to say
that. I don't like that part because a lot of time that phone won't work.
Correct. You get deep in the woods somewhere, that cell phone's not going to work. And you SOL when it comes to that because you better know which direction to walk.
Yeah, and it really helps too. And I'm a science guy, so if I can see the stars, that helps a little bit too, to kind of know, the constellations and where they're supposed to be set in the night sky. And that helps too if you know that. But a lot of times it's so dense you can't even see that. So
right.
You better have some type of device, especially a compass, especially to get you out of those river deltas. They can be frustrating.
So something I like to keep in my bag is beef jerky, because a lot of times you're going to get hungry sitting out there if you're out there 4 or 5 hours sitting in a stand. So having a little snack helps. Another thing I always keep in my bag is paracord because you never know what's going to happen, when you're going to need it. It can help you drag a deer out or get it in the truck or something. I always keep paracord with me. Yeah,
the other day I was hunting and I was watching the 8-point, and I got my cord that pulls up my gun, and it's hanging on my climber, and I'm looking at that deer, and I'm hunting a certain deer. May he rest in peace. I heard somebody got him yesterday, so I missed out on that one. But I caught a glimpse of him just on the edge of the swamp, and just a little bit, and there was this limb right in front of me, and the only way to see him, I ducked under it to see, and he just headed out the swamp and everything. So it was just one of those things. So I took my cord, pulled it up, and this limb is about 10 feet away, so I lassoed that thing. And I pulled it to me, and it's a pretty thick limb, so I'm kind of scared that it's going to move me in my climber. So I'm easing her, making that thing let loose and just swing and just, I don't know, like a slingshot, Right. So, but I'll get it to me, and I break that thing. I don't know how I broke it. I mean, it was a pretty big limb, but it gave me that advantage where I could actually see over. So that cord helped in that case. So, the more things you can have in your bag, better off you're going to be. If you're deer hunting, the grunt calls and things like that. But, sometimes you can have too much.
Correct.
So but we're forgetting the most important one.
Toilet paper.
That's it. And I'm going to tell you what, we're going to get to the don'ts in a minute, and we're really going to talk about toilet paper there, I think. I think that's coming up.
Oh,
all right?
Definitely is.
The other thing is to make sure, do let somebody know where you are.
Right. Specifically where you are.
Yeah. Not just I'm going to be in this area. I mean, somebody's really got to, like you and I, we kind of know exactly where each other are at certain times. And if something happened, I always make sure that someone knows where you are.
Exactly. That's so important because things happen. You may fall out of a tree and you drop your phone, or anything could happen. And if they don't know where you are, they could be looking for hours.
All right. And a lot of times you don't have that phone service. So, so that can be difficult too. And if you don't have that, and you have an accident in that tree, or you have an accident walking or something, or you hurt yourself somehow, somebody's got to know where you are.
Right. I mean, this day and age, anything can happen. You can go unconscious in the stand and have a heart attack or something. And
so that's a real big do, is to make sure, someone knows where you are.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into don'ts, because I think we got more don'ts than we have do's. So tell me a little bit about, you got a story about Brandon, your brother. So
oh, yeah.
Hit on that a little bit.
So the one thing you don't want to do is leave your gun in the corner of the deer blind. So a couple of years ago, I took Brandon hunting, and the rut was just getting started. He's never killed a rat buck, by the way. So when the hunt's over with, I go pick him up. He goes, "Man, I had a heck of a hunt." I said, "You did? Well, tell me about it."
I mean, did you hear a shot?
No, I never heard a shot. That's why I was
wondering.
Yeah, I was like, how is it a heck of a hunt?
Yeah.
Well, he's telling me he's got this doe in the plot feeding. He said, "Man, she was there about 30 minutes. He said, "I really thought about shooting her." And I was like, "Nah, I'm just going to pass." So he's got a gun sitting in the corner, and a buck walks out the back of the food plot. So he starts looking through the binos and counting points.
No.
The doe runs off. And he said by the time he got his gun up, all he could do was see the back end of the deer. Sounds about right. We've all been there, done that.
Yeah, I've gotten away. The only time I take binoculars if I've got like one of my grandkids with me where they can sit there and look at deer, because I've had too many times that pair of binoculars
you don't have time to
has cost me a deer.
Yeah, you don't have time to swap it out. So he puts the gun back in the corner, sets it down. 10 seconds later, bigger deer walks out.
Don't tell me he's still looking. He's looking at this new one with binoculars also.
No, he's not. He's not. But he'd already put his gun down in the corner, and he said that deer was literally there for 10 seconds. So he didn't have enough time to grab the gun, put it on it, and it started trotting off after where that buck and doe ran off to.
And see, that's the thing. When that doe takes off, I'm always ready again, because a lot of times they run off, and the same doe and the buck that's chasing, they come back through there.
Yeah.
That's going back to me shooting about 3 times.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh, definitely.
I'm shooting, just trying to hit something as he runs across.
Right. Definitely. So you always have to be prepared. Kind of like what we said before. When you get in the stand, especially during the rut, don't leave your gun just sitting in the corner, because it will cost you a deer.
I'm going to tell you another thing that's going to cost you, and it's bigger than holding binoculars. That dang phone.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you what, I've got, and I told myself I would, but you if you got service, you catch yourself wanting to look at it every now and then.
I know.
And I don't look at it a lot, but it just seems to happen. I looked at, it'll kind of vibrate, and I can say, well, who's trying to get a hold of me? And I'll look at it, and then you thumb through something else, and then you look up, and there's a buck there.
Right.
And just that little bit amount of time, if I wouldn't have even picked the phone up,
right,
and it's just, and I tell you what, here's a big don't for me and my family. and it deals with that phone. I don't know what it is. I call it Snapchat 30. And I told because we're all in this group chat on Snapchat where we can, send funny things and we laugh, but, the grandkids are on there and things like that. And it's, it gets pretty hilarious. But I don't know what it is. They always want to start Snapchatting at Deer 30.
Right.
Right. I mean, not 3 o'clock, not 3:30. It's always within that last 30 minutes of light, and they want to Snapchat. And they start, speak of that. Did you just hear my phone go off?
Mm-hmm.
They started at, what time is it?
4:50.
Yep, there they go. Let me cut this thing off. See, that's what happens. And I don't ever have it on. I never have it on during the deer, but just the even vibration of it.
Right.
Again, whatever pockets it in, it sounds like you dropped a bomb. It just sounds so loud to me, and I'm just like, I just get so mad when it just, and it'll light up, my pocket lights up. I look like I got some kind of, I don't know, something going off in my pocket, and I'm wondering if the deer see it, but it's just, what are y'all doing? Please stop. So they think it's funny. Mm-hmm. I said, especially between now and the end of deer season, we don't Snapchat till after 6. That's the rule. Let's get into the really don'ts. One of the number one don'ts for me is don't ignore that early morning gut pain.
No question.
Because you get that little rumble in your stomach and you're like, you're already out there. You're walking to the stand. Should I keep going? Should I get over here behind a tree? And it has happened so many times. I don't know what it is and to me, it happens more during turkey season. I don't know what the deal is.
No question.
I try to regulate my body for hunting, and it just doesn't work out.
No.
I mean,
no.
I've gone at this time. I go this time. Oh, I should be okay. And I don't know what it is. It's just, it happened last week. It was 24 degrees Saturday morning. And I went to the bathroom the night before. I wake up, I'm feeling good. I'm going to go climb again. And, that's when I saw that deer. And I got that feeling as soon as I stepped out of the Jeep. I walked around the side of the Jeep and was grabbing some of my equipment. And there it hit me. And at 24 degrees.
Oh, that's cold.
I've got all my undergarments on, top and bottom. I've got, I don't know, 3 layers of shirts. I got my new camo that my kids got me for Christmas. I got my coveralls over that. Bibs. I don't know why I said cover. I don't wear coveralls anymore. I got my bibs on, and I got a jacket over that. And I start walking, and I'm doubting myself. Here's the don't. Don't get in that stand.
No.
Do not get in that stand, because I got some stories later on where I actually ignored it. And I'm telling you right now, don't ignore it, because the worst feeling is when you're 20, 25 feet up, you can't. There ain't but a couple things that can happen there. So, the morning, I'm like, it's 24 degrees. I said, I do not want to have those gut-wrenching pains in that stand. I said, I'm not doing it again. I've already done this a couple times. I said, I'm not doing it again. So you got to strip pretty much totally naked. At least your bottom half is then you got to take stuff off where it doesn't fall back behind you, and then Correct. You got a real problem.
Correct.
So I got all this stuff hanging. Got to take off the jacket, and I go over there, and I just had to. And you talking about cold, and here's the thing. I couldn't warm back up. I never warmed back up because my rear end basically just felt like ice.
Oh, yeah. That's a bad feeling. That's a horrible feeling. But it could have been worse had you gotten in the stand.
Oh, I've gotten in the stand before. I got one. Oh, my gosh. We used to have what we called it the coaches group. And we went to this place every other weekend. And I had that feeling. I'm like, nah. You know how you get that old gut feeling, and you hear that, and then you get the feeling, you hear it just like, whoop, and it goes away. Then you go like, I'm good.
Oh, yeah, I'll be good. I don't need to go.
I don't need to go. I'm
I
good.
can hold this.
No, sir.
It's coming back.
So I felt it, and then I got to walk quarter of a mile. I mean, I got to walk a long way. And I walk, and I felt it, that one little gut thing, and I was like, nah, I'll be okay. Well, I go ahead and climb this tree. And I'm 25 feet. I'm up here in this one where I could see. They had a good bottom to look over in this club. And, oh, it was nice. And I'm looking over there, and all of a sudden, and then I didn't have bibs on. I had coveralls in. That's why I don't have coveralls anymore. I use bibs because it's easier to get out of.
Right.
That was about probably the last hunt that I used coveralls. I had to, oh my gosh. I'm sitting in that tree, and I'm high to begin with, and it comes back. I mean, it comes back with a vengeful force. I mean, it's one of those like, I'm squeezed in with that stand.
Right.
What am I going to do? And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to come out of them, and I can't move. And I'm going like, hey, but I'm like, there ain't but one thing to do. If I can't I said, I got to come down. And I mean, I don't know.
Stand up and squeeze them butt cheeks together.
I would have been able to do that. I couldn't get the dang coveralls off. And if I crap in my coveralls up there,
you screwed.
I'm screwed. And I'm like, I'm not going back to the camp house with crap in my in my coverall. It ain't happening. And I'm telling you, that is the reason I don't wear them anymore. When you're driving, especially when you got a vehicle's got a clutch in it and you got to shift.
Yeah.
You can't even shift gears. I mean, my gosh.
I've been there.
And I'm like, and you get to the point, and I'm telling you, it was probably 32 degrees that day. I am sweating. I mean, I'm hurt. I mean, I ain't gonna make it. And anyway, I don't know how fast. I've never come down a tree that fast. Never. Well, I shimmy down.
Because you only got a few seconds.
Oh, yeah. And there ain't no looking for the perfect tree. I get down to the bottom, and I'm just starting. Things are just flying off. I'm ripping stuff off, and I wouldn't even think about it. I didn't have no TP in the backpack that day. The one thing we're talking about to have, I didn't have. And I don't make it but to the next tree over, and that thing ain't but 5 feet from my tree. And it just, when I finally get everything off, it's just one motion, just whoop. And it's just, I don't know, that tree's probably still not standing today. So, I mean, it was awful. So, I'm sweating so bad, I leave the coveralls on the ground. I don't even put them back on. Because sometimes you get that feet and it comes back.
Oh, yeah.
You're really not through. You think you through, but you're not through. Oh, my gosh, that's horrible. But I was through, but I left the coveralls off. I said, I'm not doing this again. So I go back up. 10 minutes later, I kill an 8-point.
So the smell didn't affect the deer?
No. Not one bit. It was affecting me. I was about to gag. I mean, it was, it was bad. You had any of that bad?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely I have. But see, it doesn't affect me much during deer season. Deer season, for some reason, I can get it regulated.
Yeah, because
turkey season is where it gets me.
And turkey season, I might be an everyday woodser. I don't know. And
no question.
And see, like a trip that I just went on, where I have that going on, and I come home, and I got my clothes in the laundry room, and my wife asked, why are these shirts all ripped up? And this is what I said, there's a bear crap in the wood. And she just looks at me and just shakes. She knows what that means. So if I come home, and it can be any day, I'll just come on and I say, hey, there's a bear crap in the wood. She goes, no, you didn't. I said, yeah, I did. Oh, me. I tell you what, another thing, turkey. We had a guy, before I get to this on the turkey club, we had a guy in one of our old clubs, and this is during deer season. You knew where he hunted.
Oh, yeah.
You knew it. Wherever he went, it looked like it snowed in that little area. I don't know how someone can use that much toilet paper. Mm-hmm. But my gosh, I mean, you go like, all right, he's been here, and me and our buddy Rodney, we had a joke going. Well, this guy, he's been here.
Oh yeah,
we knew exactly. We knew exactly where he'd been, and it's almost like, have I turned into that guy? I try to hide. This guy didn't hide anything, nothing.
So during turkey season, it never fails. Every morning, as soon as I get out of the Jeep, my stomach goes. And I think it's because I'm getting up way earlier during turkey season at 3:30 in the morning.
Right.
And I'm not worried about getting prepared or doing my normal routine.
Yeah, just turkey season, you just bounce up and go.
Yeah, bounce up. My clothes are laid out. I throw my clothes on and I go because I'm trying to get to that spot. You know?
Everybody does that except Rodney.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to that later on.
Right.
My gosh.
Never fails. So, this is the last turkey season. You don't want to leave your toilet paper where it can be seen. So.
Yeah, because I started questioning you a little bit, and I go like, dang, man, can you make it out of the Jeep?
I know.
I mean, it was like right there beside. I mean, I will always try to find a tree, and I'm real I'm looking for cameras. I surely don't want to be on game camera to laying one out. Right. I mean, that's embarrassing if the whole club's got a hold of that, and that's the one thing. So I'm looking around, and it's dark anyway, and I never use a flashlight during turkey season because I don't want to, let any turkeys see where I am or anything. So I'm always particular about that. But I'm looking for that tree that's kind of hidden. I'm kind of looking, will they see it from there? Will they see it there? So I'm trying to hide it. But mainly last year during turkey season.
It was everywhere. Now, I take responsibility for a couple of those, and I told you I did because I told you exactly where I was.
I knew a couple of them were you because I knew where you had signed out the day before and nobody else there. So I knew that had to be you, and I was like,
I owned up to it.
Dang, man. Can you get out of the road?
I owned up to a few of them. But this one road was covered with toilet paper.
Oh, my gosh.
Even I was walking down that, and I'm like, golly, this is I'm like, that ain't me. That's not me.
Yeah, because it's weird, because one side of the road is this section, and one side of the road is labeled for this section.
Right.
And I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking, well, Chad's just gone all the way up and down the road here.
Right. But no, that wasn't me. So I stayed where I could, but I was more aware after you brought it to my attention and started going a little further in the woods.
Yeah, at least get out of the door.
Right. But there was twice. I ain't even gonna lie. Twice last year.
You didn't make it up.
that was that moment with the clutch.
In that Jeep, you got the clutch.
You got the clutch.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh God, am I gonna get out of this Jeep? So I didn't want to get it on my clothes. So do your best.
Well, at least you don't have coveralls on. You know, I mean,
no, that was pretty simple.
Which I don't wear them, and I didn't think about it. Well, they only had his size for Christmas this year. I got Charleston bibs, and I got Colt Man coveralls, and I didn't think about Colt Man having to get out of them things in a hurry.
Right? Oh yeah.
Kid, they got to come out there in a hurry. It's that they gonna do it in their pants.
Correct. The other thing is we talk about trees and finding a tree. Mm-hmm. Well, during turkey season, I got that basket rack on the back of my Jeep. I could just hold on to it, have my feet out of the way.
Yeah, and that's how I used to, when I would, I had all girls, and my gosh, every time we went, they had to, it wasn't they had to poo, they had to pee.
Right.
So I taught them the trick how to hang on that back bumper and hold on the truck. And they all learned it. It's like, they get out, I got to go. And they all go to the back of the truck. They know, I taught them how to do it. And then now they can do it themselves. So now I've taught Charleston how to do it. Because it's different with girls. Guys, it's easy.
It's really.
Hey, go over behind it. Right over there. Just turn and go that way. With girls, you got to get them up off the ground. Make sure they don't pee on themselves, whatever, especially when they're little. I mean, it's just, but they've all learned how to do that, so that's been helpful.
So our next don't involves your good buddy Rodney.
We're back to Rodney again. And Rodney listens to our show, so I hope Rodney gets, we're not making fun of you, Rodney, but you give us some good stories.
Always.
I tell you what, everybody that listens, we're going to have some stories, and you're going to have some funny stuff about us, but a lot of times our buddy Rodney is going to be included in these, and we got some good. We went rabbit hunting the other day. You're talking about Rodney. We went rabbit hunting when it snowed, and I always turn around and look. Rodney was behind me, and I said, "Watch that fence line right there." And sure enough, it never fell. He knew where it was. He stepped over, but I got caught on the back leg, and bam, that sucker hit the ground face first. And man, I didn't have my phone ready to film it. I knew he was gonna go. Then we were crossing that muddy bottom, and he said, "I see y'all watching me," because we were both on our knee waiting for him to come across that bottom. He said, "I see y'all waiting on me to fall."
Yeah, he's like, "Don't get your phones up."
But Rodney makes it fun, man.
Oh yeah,
he makes it fun. He makes some. I've got so many stories with Rodney, and he got some on me, and some we can tell, some we can't. But we got a don't though that involves our little brother Rodney. So
yeah, so we're on a turkey trip a couple years ago. And Rodney's got his little routine where he's got to get up and do all his little things he does in the morning. So he asked us the night before what time we leaving. We said 4:30. This joker gets up at 2:30 in the morning. 2:30.
And remember what we talked about a while ago? Deer hunting, you kind of got your stuff set up and you can kind of easily. But turkey hunting, you get up
and go.
You go. I brush my teeth. I brush my teeth. Everything's laid out, and I'm ready to go.
Right.
That's it. I'm not getting anything to eat. I'm not making breakfast.
I'm not drinking coffee.
This sucker had Waffle House going over in there at 2:30 in the morning.
He was making noise in the kitchen, taking a shower, making all kinds of noise. And I just remember you waking up. Rodney, what are you doing?
It's bad enough that you got to get up. It didn't get dark out there as soon as it does here, so we could leave at 4:30 and still get there and be in the dark. But we had our alarm set for we're leaving at 4:30. Everything's at the end of the bed, and we got our alarm set for 4:15.
Right,
15 minutes at the most.
Get up, get dressed, get out the door.
This joker is up at 2:30.
2:30, making all kinds of racket. Not just doing his little thing, being quiet. Water bottle crunching. Shower going, microwave going off. I mean, everything you could do.
And at that time of the morning, it just sounds so much louder.
Oh yeah, because there's nothing else going. There's no background noise.
Oh my goodness, I know, but it's funny, and it wasn't funny at the time. I got mad. I mean,
you were pretty hot.
That was the first true morning that we went, and I was like, this ain't gonna happen the next night. Nah. I said, this ain't the way it works. Mm-mm. So I said, man, we can't be getting up at 2:30.
Especially where we were, because it didn't get dark till 8:30. I mean, we weren't coming out of the woods till 8:45.
We're eating supper at 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
That's the only thing I really didn't like about hunting in Kansas.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was late.
And it was, because we're morning hunting and afternoon hunting, but it's funny. I never had any stomach issues out there, and you think you would.
Right. I didn't either.
You think you go a different place, and no. You said on that other episode when we were turkey hunting that one.
Oh, yeah.
You got
that morning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You did. You did.
You're right.
But there wasn't no rumble in the jungle for me that trip, so it was pretty good for me.
Yeah.
So
there wasn't.
And that's kind of rare because I don't know what it is about the woods. It just on the water, my stomach never hurt. I always go fishing in the morning or late at night. I never have that problem when I'm fishing.
Me either. Never.
But it's something about the woods. It's like a magnet.
No question.
So, all right, here he comes. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. And as we always say, if you're not in the woods or on the water, you don't know what you're missing.